The MCU, ladies and gentlemen, did anybody really think that the MCU was going to disappear? I mean, I don't know why people are still to this day giving the effort and time to MCU TV shows on Disney Plus. I just don't understand why, because it's always going to disappoint. Okay, like these TV shows are seriously just content fillers for the movies before they come out. Like they're the in between between every movie that comes out in the theaters. Now, what am I talking about? Well, Secret Invasion, right? I haven't talked about Secret Invasion in a very, very long time. And the reason being is because as they started coming out more and more with certain things, I just completely lost interest in potentially watching this show because I knew better. Like I already knew what it was going to be. And now we've had confirmation based on the ending of the TV show that the MCU is alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen, Secret Invasion from Bounding into Comics continues MCU storytelling as Emilia Clarke's Gia becomes overpowered Super Skrull and will solve the problems that all the men created. This picture alone just gives me Captain Marvel vibes. It really does. Like why do they have to? Okay, I understand if you want to make it something where the woman is going to be in charge and be powerful. Okay, whatever. Go do your thing, boo. But the thing is, why would you do that and then have to basically shit on men in the same exact sentence? That's what irks me the most, and that's where it starts getting woke. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got a strong female lead doesn't mean it's woke. But if the female lead has to shit on men in order to seem strong, that's when it becomes garbage, in my opinion. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding into Comics. But of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like to push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. So it says Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion Disney Plus series continued the now tiresome MCU storytelling, where it not only revealed that Emilia Clarke becomes an overpowered version of a Super Skrull, but she also teams up with Olivia Colman's Special Agent Sonya Falsworth to fix all the wrongs that Nick Fury and Talos brought about. So again, it seems like in Nick Fury's own TV show that the entire reason why it exists is to make this woman fix the problems of Nick Fury and Talos in the first place. So again, we have the MCU, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're at when it comes to Marvel, and I don't know why anybody is giving this fucking series a time of day. I just really don't. I really don't. It seemed cool in the beginning. It had a cool concept because I love that subterfuge stuff. I love that shit. You know what I mean? But I already had a feeling that this was gonna be, as more interviews came out, I just had a feeling it was gonna be ultra woke, and it's essentially what it is. So it says the series concludes with Emilia Clarke's Gia shapeshifting into Nick Fury and providing the Skrull leader Gravik with the Harvest. In the series' 5th episode, Fury explains to Coleman's Falsworth what the Harvest is and says nearly every Avenger spilled blood in the Battle of Earth, even Carol Danvers. In the aftermath, some were sent in to collect that DNA, some with the ability to blend in. Nobody knew about them but me and the Collectors, led by Gravik, which is probably where he got the idea for the Super Skrull machine. When Coleman asks if he's responsible for everything that has taken place, meaning the threat of nuclear war with Russia and the creation of a Super Skrull, Fury replies, yeah, why do you think I came back? In the 6th and final episode, while Gravik determines whether the Harvest is pure and a computer readout reveals the number of individuals the sample contains, which is all these people, I'm not going to name all of them, but it's a lot, Gravik then powers up the Super Skrull machine with both him and Gia in it. Gia is still posing as Nick Fury. The machine grants both of them increased abilities from the various individuals sampled. A fight ensues with Gia and Gravik using the various abilities they have acquired. In the end, she defeats Gravik by using Mantis telepathic abilities to put Gravik to sleep and then blasts a giant hole in his chest with Carol Danvers' light abilities. However, before the fight even truly begins, Gia taunts Gravik saying, "You're flailing, you're weak." It's an absurd line given he's just become a Super Skrull, but it's on par for the course for the MCU. And when I saw this picture on Twitter, man, I mean, you know, it starts to get to a point where it's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, what you're trying to sell me is not believable in the slightest. Even in a fake world like this, where there's all this magic powers and all this crazy nonsense, it's just like, why? Why are you selling me this nonsense? You know what I mean? Like, when you sell me something like Captain Marvel, a female that has, like, superpowers and whatnot, she's not exactly super buff or anything. She just has superpowers, and the way she gained those powers, it's believable in the world that it was built. You have this skinny-ass chick sporting a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger bicep for absolutely no reason other than just to have her show off that she's just as strong as the men. Like, she has to have big super muscles, genitals, because that's clearly what all women have. Like, come on, man. Like, I just can't. I can't with this TV show. I can't with Marvel. I can't with the MCU. The MCU has lost all credibility a long time ago, and it just continues to dig itself deeper and deeper in more of a hole. And it gets to a point where it's like, why are we even talking about this? Like, I don't know if anybody talking about this show in a good light. I really don't. Like, I've looked on Twitter, and I saw a couple of bot accounts here and there, but that was basically it. So it says, following the conclusion of the fight, the fictional president of the United States, Ritson, which was probably meant to be a Donald Trump stand-in, issues a public address stating, "We all witnessed the terror attack that was carried out on my motorcade earlier this week in England. The terrorists responsible were a shape-shifting alien-born species known as the Skrulls. This is why tonight I'm presenting to Congress for immediate emergency authorization a bill that designates all off-world-born species enemy combatants. We know who you are, we know how to find you, and we will kill every last one of you." Now, there has to be, in my opinion, some sort of comparison there to illegal immigrants. You know what I mean? Like, it seems as if that's where they're going with that. Like, they're trying to say, oh, the United States is treating illegal immigrants as like bad people, and we just kill them on sight, which is obviously not the case. But there seems to be definitely a correlation. And again, I wouldn't put it past the MCU, considering they're all about identity politics, or politics in general, in their media. So they can say, oh, that's not the case, but I really don't believe that. I really do think this is a comparison to illegal immigration. So it says, Coleman's Falsworth then tracks down Gia and proposes a deal. She says, "Your people need a leader. You'll need resources to fight this war that Ritson has launched on your people, and I can give them to you." When Gia tells Falsworth, "My father entered into a deal like that, it didn't end well," Falsworth replies, "Yeah, let's be sure not to repeat the mistakes of Talos and Fury and leave love and friendship out of this. I will use you and you will use me, and together we'll make this planet safe for both of our people." So the women are just going to fix everything. That's basically it. Welcome to Secret Invasion and the MCU, where Nick Fury gets sidelined in the last couple of episodes in his own TV show. Ladies and gentlemen, in his own TV show, Nick Fury is getting sidelined for a woman. That's where we are in the MCU. This is really sad. This is sad, man. Like, I feel like Samuel L. Jackson really deserves a lot better. But again, I mean, he doesn't really care. He got his paycheck. That's all that matters. I guarantee you they paid him more to be Nick Fury than they paid her to be Gia. And yet she is going to be the star and taking over for Nick Fury in his own goddamn episode. That is some crazy, crazy stuff. Following this, Nick Fury reveals that Rickon's speech was encouraged vigilantes to hunt down Skrulls, resulting in a ton of violence. Jackson then lectures Ritson, saying, "I was relieved too, until I watched that hateful ass speech you made. Putting things together was never going to be easy. You took a bad situation and made it worse. That's some real one-term president stuff." Fury continued, "But we have to act now. Before the hit squads you inspired kill off the Skrulls who still want to help us. Now you've got dumbass vigilantes killing innocent humans too. When they're not getting killed themselves, call off your war." Ritson ends up rebuking Fury and telling him there's only one way it ends, and that is if Fury really cares about the Skrulls, he'll get them off the planet. Ironically, he then reveals to his wife, who is a Skrull, that the Kree want to negotiate for peace, seemingly allowing for the Skrulls to leave. The show ends much like Marvel's recent films and shows have. The women save the day, and the men are at fault. Not only does it push this message, but it includes cringe allegories on illegal immigration and easily noticeable emotional manipulation to try and indoctrinate the unsuspecting into them. The most obvious being they gave Fury a wife, and she just so happens to be a Skrull. That's exactly what I was saying. See, I didn't even read this article, and it's already talking about the illegal immigration. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one that picked up on that, because that's essentially what this is. Like, I could tell just without even watching the TV show, just literally reading this article, that this show is trying to push that message, and it's trying to push other messages in it as well, because it's the MCU, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. You thought you were going to watch a TV show and have it be entertaining? No. You're going to be lectured for the next 6 episodes about illegal immigration and whatnot. It's really sad, man. So if you guys are watching this nonsense and continue to watch this nonsense, you really should watch it through your favorite YouTuber, and do not watch it through the actual app itself, because you're just supporting this absolute garbage. And if you really want to watch it by yourself, just fucking torrent it or something. Go visit a pirate ship, if you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.